Alrighty, the pangolin and I have donned our respective anti-static wrist straps once again to answer another burning question. Shall we? Yes. Alright, this is the inside of my 2465 CTS, and to answer any and all questions, well, at least one of them, this is the same main board fundamentally as was used in the rest of the 2400 series, right? Yes. And the thing that we concern ourselves with is the ultimate life and fate of U800, which, if you know anything about this model of scope, sorry about the poor lighting, this chip has a penchant of overheating, and I will grant you that it's worse in the faster scopes, but it just happens more slowly in the slower ones. And a lot of people might argue that, well, yes, but you know, if you just did a better job as a user of keeping it clean and of not having dust in here, or of only running it in a room that's, you know, refrigerated to the hilt, give me a break. All right, I understand we all stand in honor and whatever reverence to the people who did the engineering for this thing way back when. I have a lot of respect for that, but realistically, they should have put a heatsink here, and we all damn well know it. And I know that there's been a lot of talk about how this machine has voltage on these two screw holes, or screw posts. And I did take off one of the lock washers because I'm going to show you something in a minute. But the point is, I can take my ohm meter here and, yep, that's from one of the binding posts, or one of the screw posts to one of the fasteners, and that is chassis right there. And I can do the other one too. And yeah. So to the person on the EEV blog forum who was screaming, "How dare you question the genius of whatever, those, plus you should never ever do that anyway." I don't know why this person doesn't want anyone changing this. People shouldn't have religious ideations about things, should they? So anyway, I machined this, and if you want the model number, I have saved the information for this because this is not the only one of these I plan on making. This is a Wakefield and Vetti 567-24AB. There's the Tektronix part number, not the Tektronix, sorry, the DigiKey part number and the Wakefield part number, and what it looks like originally. I added 2 mounting holes and 2 insulating grommets, which is actually a mistake. I also scraped off the insulating gunk in there. That's the thermally conductive but electrically insulative stuff. I would not have done the insulating things if I had known that this wasn't at some kind of potential. Or if I had known that it, yeah. The machining is a little bit sloppy. You can see I cleared more area than I intended to. It wasn't easy getting in there with a milling cutter. At least not with the mill I've got. Anyway, the point is, this fits over here. You can see one of these nuts is more or less flat to the top of the chip, and the other one, well, the other one can go back on. I'm pretty sure that this thing, not easy to do one-handed. I'm pretty sure that this thing will work. Let's see, that came with a washer, and the original one had a captive external toothed lock washer on it, which is nice. To get in here you have to unplug connector C, but it fits back on, assuming you've centered this hole more or less, well, this set of holes. I have a C-ring lock washer for the other side. whatever you do, don't over tighten these for obvious reasons. You want to work them slowly until they're both of reasonable tautness. And then you just plug that back in. And there you go. Even with that in there, the top of this zip tie is still about even with this. And if we really needed to, I could cut that and move it down here, you know, put a new one on. And I think I probably will, just because it is difficult to get the chassis to slide back on over this. Mostly because of the spring tabs here that are for the high frequency grounding around the input stage, but it's still just a pain in the neck. I think after a number of decades have gone by, the carrying handle over time pushes in on the sides and slightly warps the chassis so that it grips things differently than it did when it was original. Anyway, that's all I have to say for now. See you later.